Hey guys, I haven't uploaded in a while, and that's because literally no one has watched my last video. Like, absolutely no one. So please go watch that. It hurts my feelings a little bit. But anyways, today, I don't know if any of y'all know about these. These are called wildlife fact files. They're really old, but the whole premise is that it's this big binder, and you can collect these little pages about different animals, and you can read about those animals, because they're actually like mini books that they're like magazines, like mini magazines in the binder that tell you kind of about the animal. There's actually different chapters, with different groups of animals in them. And group 7 has extinct animals in it, which is what we're going to be focusing on today, if I can get it. I've collected all groups, but I haven't collected all cards yet. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to collect all the cards because, like, they've been lost to time. These things are, I think, from the 80s, maybe 70s. Yeah. Extinct animals. Here we are. And we have a very inaccurate Apatosaurus, but I'm pretty sure this is from the 80s. I'm only going to be reviewing the ones that I have. The ones I don't have, you can probably find online. I have myself if you look up wildlife fact files, extinct animals. You'll see some of the cards that you can order online that I don't have, and some I do have. And without further ado, me and my shaky camera will begin. So there's a little monologue about extinct animals. You can pause the video and read it if you want, but that's not what we're going to do. And instead, we're just going to cut right to this. This is a Apatosaurus, and it shows this very lizard-like Apatosaurus with these weird elephant-like feet. It says known also as the thunder lizard because it's thought that the ground must have shaken as it walked. Apatosaurus was a plant-eating dinosaur that was longer than a tennis court. This is inaccurate. When this came out, we thought Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus were the same dinosaur, but that's not true anymore. Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus are their own separate species. They just look alike. We see a mother taking care of her calf here. What I don't like is that the calf looks like a mini adult. I don't like that. The calf maybe should have some bigger eyes, bigger feet, that sort of thing. I also don't like that they're dragging their tails on the ground, which is something Apatosaurus would not have done. They would have not dragged their tails on the ground. They would have had them waving in the air like whips, ready to be used if any carnivore, tries to eat one of their herd mates. And that's the thing. This drawing shows them being solitary, but we believe that a lot of these sauropods lived in herds. And basically, there's a bunch of information talking about Apatosaurus. And even here it says the inaccurate information that formerly known as Brontosaurus. This best-known dinosaur was renamed Apatosaurus as this was the first name given to the fossils of the species. It belonged to a group of dinosaurs that all had extremely long necks, referring to the sauropods, and even longer tails. They are known as the diplodocids. Well, actually, yes, the diplodocids were in the sauropod family. I forgot to mention that. There's titanosaurs, which are the largest of the sauropods, and there's the diplodocids, like these, and other names I can't remember. But the ones with the long whip-like tails, like Diplodocus and Brontosaurus, were diplodocids. A lot of this is accurate, though, because, it says diet, huge Apatosaurus, a piece of plant eater, and that's true. And it talks about, about the big eggs. They talk about the tiny head and low intelligence, which is true. They would have had the intelligence equivalent to a cow. A lot of this is true. It's just some of the information's a little dated. It says enemies. It says due to its size, basically. Wait, what? Despite its size, Apatosaurus fell prey to a lot of larger meat-eating dinosaurs. What meat-eating dinosaurs larger? There was no meat-eating dinosaurs larger than this thing. If anything, this thing, the meat eaters would be going after the calves. But, anyway. These were not easy prey. It says it's easy prey because it has, like, no defense weapons, but they would have not been easy prey. Their sheer size could literally crush an allosaur or something. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't even say the names of the enemies it had. The enemies that it would have had, at least in infancy, would have been Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus and maybe Torvosaurus. But yeah, let's move on. I've been blabbering about Apatosaurus. It correctly states that it lived in kind of the Midwest. So you know, that's accurate. You have this nice little skeleton. I love how they put the Diplodocid head on there instead of a more Camarasaur looking head, which is nice. I gotta speed through this. That was really long. This one's Pteranodon, and I can already see some inaccuracies that I talked about in my last video. Sharp wings. Nope, that wouldn't make sense aerodynamically. The claws are sticking out. That wouldn't make sense. And they're all the same length. They would have been on the side, and the first one would be the shortest, and the third one would be the longest, and then the fourth one would go to the end of the wing. I like how it's covered in pycnofibers. That's always a plus. I like how the beak is curving down. That's always a plus. But I really do think, this is speculative, but I really do think that the feet should have some webbing, since these were, they did fill in the niche as large seabirds, so they would have dived into the water to catch fish. I feel like webbed feet would really do this animal justice. Wait, what does it say right here? Pteranodon, a flying reptile, lived 80 million years ago on the shore of the oceans that covered much of Kansas. Once covered much of Kansas. What they're talking about is Midway, the Mid-American Seaway. And what that was that was this large sea that went through North America in the Cretaceous period, and because of the continents moving around. And it was this big inland shallow sea that a lot of marine reptiles and pterosaurs lived with, like Pteranodon and the famous one of the famous marine reptiles, the mosasaur, which, Mosasaurus didn't live here, but its cousin, the tylosaur, did, and it would have been an apex predator. Let's see, what do we got here? Here's one catching a fish, and that fish looks utterly cursed. Let's see if it says anything about skim diving, because they don't have to say that. Above gliding over the waves, the pteranodon watched for fish breaking the surface before swooping down to snatch its prey. I'm glad it doesn't say it's skimming the water. I'm glad it's kind of inferring that it might be diving in to catch its prey, because it does say breaking the surface before swooping down to snatch its prey. Maybe they're referring to diving? It doesn't really say specifically. By spreading wings out of the top of a cliff, the pteranodon could be lifted by a breeze and glide through the air. That's inaccurate. Pteranodons would have been great gallopers. They had extraordinarily strong arms. These look weak. They look puny. They would have been a lot more muscular, because pteranodons' arms were actually really strong, and they could be on solid dry land and take flight by galloping and then jumping in the air and letting out their wings. And yes, that's weird. They can gallop. A bird like Pteranodon is part of an order of flying reptiles, the pterosaurs. Animals in this order range in size from tiny sparrow-like creatures to huge meat-eating... What? To huge meat-eating dinosaurs? Are they calling pterosaurs dinosaurs? It says tiny sparrow-like creatures to huge meat-eating dinosaurs? Is it saying that they're around the size of a meat-eating dinosaur, or they were a meat-eating dinosaur? If they're inferring that these are meat-eating dinosaurs, I'm going to be PO'd, because that's just ignorance on their part. It says, research may never reveal complete information about the pteranodon. Well, that's basically all prehistoric animals. We might not truly know everything about a lot of prehistoric animals, because fossils only occur so rarely. Most common fossils are fossils near oceans, so, I mean, you know, yeah. Because silt and mud will preserve animals' skeletons perfectly to where the casts of their skeletons can be found and are called fossils. Really cool. 23-foot wingspan. That's accurate. Oh, let's see. Here's food and feeding. The pteranodon caught fish by gliding above the water, then diving down to... Yes, let's go. Diving down to snap up fish near the surface. The dinosaurs... They're calling these dinosaurs? What? That makes me furious. They are calling pteranodons dinosaurs. These were pterosaurs. They were closely related to dinosaurs, but they were not dinosaurs. And this book, it's not like a movie or something. This is non-fiction, supposed to be. This comes from a flippin' book that's supposed to teach children and adults alike about animals. I mean, these are non-fiction books. And then we have pteranodons being called dinosaurs. Couldn't they have done a little more research? I mean, they did the research not call Apatosaurus brontosaurus at the time, but they literally just called pteranodon a dinosaur. That's just ridiculous. That's absurd. At least it says where it comes from. That's right. But that really nails it down, just how much research they really did on these animals rather than the modern day ones. But you know what? I'm running out of breath, and we're probably going to have to make a part 2. I'm going to stop at the hairy mammoth, but they said that inaccurately. It's actually called the woolly mammoth. I mean, I guess it's fine if you call it a hairy mammoth. It just sounds weird because no one says that. The hairy mammoth. Actually, the woolly mammoth. You know what? Flip that. This is actually a really nice painting. I actually really like this one. This is actually one of the more common cards you can find. And yeah, I actually really like this one. It is one of the several species of huge, hairy, elephant-like creatures. The now extinct mammoth roamed the earth until as recently as 10,000 years ago, which is accurate. Yeah, that's true. And inside, I've read through these before. And the inside, it's really cool. It shows the elephant evolution, which is really cool. It shows that they first came from these small hippo-like creatures called Moetherium. I actually did a video on this, on some of the crazy old elephants in prehistory, like this Platypelodon. And I had a relative of Platypelodon in it. It wasn't exactly Platypelodon, I don't think. I haven't watched that video. I don't go back and watch my videos, so I actually wouldn't know. But here is a Trilophodon, Moetherium, Platypelodon, woolly mammoth, and then modern-day African elephant. Which is cool. I like that. I like that a lot. You can't really get too inaccurate when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because, I mean, we know a lot more about mammoths as we do about some dinosaurs. It shows a picture of their teeth. It says it's slightly larger than today's elephants, which is true, with far longer tusks, up to 16 feet long, true. Mammoths survived Arctic temperatures thanks to extra fat stores and hairy coats, also true. Evidence suggests they existed in large numbers, crossing the tundra in huge herds searching for food. This is all very correct information. Like I said, we've known about mammoths really well for a long time because they're so complete. And, I mean, you know. And we have a lot of cave art of them, too, showing their behavior. That's pretty much it, honestly. It says their diet were entirely herbivorous, planting the remains of hornbeam and hazel plants. Yeah, everything here seems good. Hold on, check the back. And it shows kind of the mammoth steppe where they lived. The mammoth steppe is where a giant number of woolly mammoths used to live and migrate in the Pleistocene, but before they went extinct. I stuttered too much. And they just kind of show it in the red outline. They also show the plants it would have ate and the enemies of it, like early humans. And I believe this is a cave lion, but it wrongly calls it a saber-toothed tiger, even though this is a flippin' cave lion. He has no saber teeth. But we can just pass through that. Alright guys, this video is 13 minutes long. I'm going to stop it right there. And we will make a part 2 starting with Archaeopteryx. I will see you guys next time. If you enjoy this, and guys, please, can you do me a huge favor for me? I would really appreciate it. Can y'all please share my videos to people that you know that might like my videos? That would really mean a lot because that will help my viewers grow, it'll help my community grow, and I'm going to start calling our community the Raptor Pack. I think that's fitting. So we're going to call it the Raptor Pack. That's our community. We are the fastest growing channel on YouTube. Do not look that up or I'll put you down. And please like this video. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe, and of course tell your friends and share this video. I mean it. Love you guys. Take care. Peace.